Welcome to Podcast Radio and Stuff. This is where we talk all things radio. Quite excited. We are always excited. Today, Ndogozo, we've got a guest that recently told us that we will not only hear him, we'll now see him as well, as he said his goodbyes on radio. So I'm very excited with our guest. But before we introduce our guest, I'll give you an opportunity to introduce yourself, Mr. Chapa.
Why don't you introduce me like the president? How president by introduce Oranjan?
But
Honorable. Oh, His Excellency.
yes, His Excellency. But can I tell you which president has the best introduction for me? The CIC. When the former deputy president was still the deputy president, Floyd Shibambu.
Oh, yeah?
Shibambu's introduction of Julius Malema. Dude!
Let's wait for him to see him introducing his new president.
His new president.
There's something exciting about the PRS, ne?
Yeah.
We are the only podcast that would give you, a different feel to our episodes. We give you abantu abahlukahlukene.
100%.
We would give you legends. Okay? We would give you legends.
Yeah.
I mean like Mandla Malakwane.
Yes.
Yeah, legends. That's ama 2000 awakaza mlaleli.
Yep.
It would give you Makosi Koza, legends. Then would give you abantu current.
Yes.
Who are doing their thing currently.
Yes.
We would give you people who are in politics. And, so that is how EPRS is.
And today, we have Mundo Current.
Yes.
Like I said, he recently left Vuma FM and he told us that he's joining Newzroom Afrika.
Yes.
And we will talk about that. His name is Phila Duma. Welcome, Phila.
Guys, hi.
Hello.
Thank you for having me. I've got a bone to pick though, guys. This is actually long overdue. I'm not.
I didn't think, I thought you were going to say that you only said this off air.
I have to let you guys know, even on camera, like this is long overdue because most of my industry colleagues have been here, and I'm like, oh, guys, I'm not 17 But man, I'm excited to be here, and Nendaba Yama Legends. I guess I'm empowered that because you linked it to the day that I'm here. So
Yes, and you are current.
I'm current.
Are you a legend in the making or you are a legend?
I am a legend
In the making.
I think it's still early for myself to call a legend. No, I have
It's
a lot of
very
learning
early.
to do.
100%.
A lot to achieve.
Yeah.
Maybe 30 years later.
Maybe 30 years later.
Yeah, and we'll be speaking about you as a legend.
Hey, bafethu, and when ngizobe nginika i-content khona okunye nize nikushiye ngaphandle, it will be a lot.
It will be a true masterclass.
Yeah.
Asiqale nge-content yanamhlanje. Sithe sizokhuluma ngokuthi usujoyine iNewzroom Afrika. We'll get to that. Thina sikwazi usuku iVuma FM. Where were you before iVuma?
Okay, let me tell you guys a story. So, I studied journalism.
Okay.
Right. It was not part of the plan, Shemi Radio. I studied journalism. My first choice was teaching.
Oh,
Passionate about teaching.
okay.
Always wanted to be a teacher. And I remember getting apply. They delayed, man, to get back to me with the response. And then I got accepted in journalism. So I was like, okay, no, it's fine. Media is also my second love. Maybe I can just opt for that. And I went to journalism school. I remember during my first year, my lecturer, Dr. Tiema now, he took us to a community radio station. It is called Radio Al Ansar. It's a Muslim community.
Yeah.
Based in Overport.
Yes.
He took us there. I guess he wanted us to have a feel of what it's like to be in a radio studio and see how the magic is created before we receive it, or whilst we also receiving it, because radio is live.
Yeah.
We went there, and the presenter at the time, it was Salma. I'll mention her name. She played a pivotal role in my career.
Wow.
Her name is Salma. She took us in. She was on air at the time, and she asked our lecturer, "Can you please select 3 students for me to interview on air now?" I was one of the students that was selected.
Okay.
I went on air. The mics went live. She spoke to us. It was along the lines of, "Why are you doing this? What are you hoping to achieve? What are your aspirations?" We went on air. I not kill it on air.
Wow.
My lecturer was so impressed. He was watching on the other side. And somebody also called the station and was like, "Hey bo, le ngane lezi esemoyeni." I love the fire that they carry. I love how they articulate themselves. I love the fact that they already have, their goals and aspirations figured out. So that is quite impressive. Our lecturer was super duper happy, even took us for lunch that day. And because I was in first year, I was like, okay, we probably onto something with this.
Yeah.
And but we'll see how it goes. So ngaphuma kuyona emva kokuthi siphume kulelo hambo lelo. The following week, my lecturer kept on saying, "Phila, can you please record yourself reading news?
Okay.
I believe you can do it." At the time, because radio was not part of the plans, right?
Okay.
I was like,
So you were studying journalism,
I was studying journalism.
but radio wasn't part of the plan.
No, it was not.
You were thinking newspaper,
Actually,
TV.
television.
Okay.
I
TV.
like to be seen and heard.
Okay.
Right.
We could not have guessed that.
So television.
Okay.
Believe. So my lecturer kept on saying, "Phila, can you please record yourself? Send this through." Man, for the first couple of days, he would be on my case. So I eventually recorded it to get him off my back. He was annoying, Shim. I'm sorry. But he was just annoying. I did a recording. I submitted it to Radio Alansar. And they were like, "Oh my gosh, this is so magnificent. You are actually an incredible news anchor. How about you offer us your services? We'd love to have you here."
Wow.
So I was like, "Okay, me, all right. I mean, it's fine. Let's do something if you guys believe that I can." We had to negotiate because I was still at school at the time. And we reached an agreement to Wuti. I will probably stop by the studios, do something over the weekend, and then I could just focus on my studies
Sure.
at the same time. So we did that. It was on a voluntary basis. I was not paid for it. And eventually I just got tired. Second year, I was like, "No, man, I just want to focus on school." Okay, I stepped away from Radio Al Ansar at the time. And there was a strike, a municipal strike in the Durban CBD. They called me. They were like, "Phila, can you please do a live report for one of our news bulletins? There's a strike there. And we know that you are in the CBD. Can you put together something for us?" Not me abandoning my lecture. I told my lecturer, I was like, there was Miss V. Pillay. I said, "Girl, I need to leave. There's something important that I need to cover. And this is going to be a first coverage of that nature. I had never done a live report. Covering a strike is massive. Yeah, boy, it's incredible." I ran out of class. 2 of my fellow classmates came with me. They wanted to see me in action. We got there, I did my stuff, interviewed a couple of people, and then it was time to go on air. They called me and said, "Phila, be on standby. The anchor's going to read the intro and then you have to report live." So I was on the other side of the line.
I get you.
Yeah. I killed the reports, the
Wow.
reviews that I got after that report.
Wow.
I was so honored. They were super proud. So now I'm on my second year. Right.
Yeah.
I did that, I left it. And then third year, because now it is like final year, you have to get your internship together. When I had to look for an internship, that's when I contacted Vuma FM. This was not my first time with Vuma.
Okay.
I interned there, I think it was in 2015. 2015 year for 3 months.
Okay.
So I could graduate.
Yeah.
There was Stembi Sosbisi, who was news editor at the time. Shout out to Simbi. So
Sure.
he gave me an opportunity for me to move from community radio to commercial radio. And commercial radio has huge brands, guys.
Yeah.
There was Linda Spear at the time. It was a breakfast show.
Yes.
That was the first time I met him, yes.
Okay.
There was Linda Spear. There was Sister K 9 to 12. But for me, to be in the same space as Ulinda Spear, it was a huge thing.
That's big. He's a legend.
Massive. He is a legend, and we really connected in so many ways. He's so young at heart. He accepted me, embraced me. I interned there. I would compile news, do interviews, go out in the field. I wasn't on air.
Okay.
All right, and eventually I had to leave Vuma because they were not looking into hiring anyone at the time.
Yeah.
Sure.
So I also had to
At the end of the internship.
At the end of the internship, I went away for quite some time, and now you become stressed because you've graduated, and you have to prove to your parents that, because I studied this, I'm gonna make it work.
Yeah.
The pressure kicks in.
Yeah.
Because one is so ekhaya.
Dingumsebenzi. Yes.
You went to a private college, eh?
I went to a private
So
college.
the one being a nefsas for you.
No.
Yes.
My mom had to, because I was raised by single parents, right? May her soul rest in peace. I lost her in 2021 due to COVID.
Ouch. Condolences, man.
Thank you. My mom would take out some loans, man. I think I ngifuna ukuthi ifunde. And she found comfort in the fact that I was an A student. Like, I would even get 100% in my exam. I would get 100% in my tests. That's where she would find the comfort and the courage to continue with sending me to school. So yeah, I mean, sengihleling ne-stress, kumele ukuthi ngithole umsebenzi. And then there was an online radio station that was called Jamaica's Own Hit Radio at the time.
Okay.
Based in Umhlanga.
Remember it?
Yeah, they called me and said, you know what? There's a show that we think you can do. So now, to me, it came as a surprise because from journalism to actually doing a show.
Now as a presenter.
As a presenter. They gave me 12 to 3. They took a chance at me.
Weekdays.
Okay.
Okay.
They gave me 12 to 3. And I was like, yo, okay. If they believe that I can do it, I probably can. And that's just my stance in life. So I took on the slot. They were happy. They moved me to hosting the drive. It was an online radio platform. And maybe 4 months later, after being given the drive, I was called by Vuma FM.
Okay.
They asked me, what are you doing? And then I told them, this is what I'm doing. And they're like, actually would like to take somebody into the newsroom. And you are the one who was at the top of the list. And I was like, okay, it's cool. I will meet with you guys.
Wow.
Then I met.
I'll meet with you.
Oh, yeah, it's fine. I'll meet with you guys. Let's hear what you got to say.
Mm.
And then we met. We got into an agreement, and that's how I joined Vuma FM. I spent over 4 years with the station before resigning.
Okay, so now when you joined this time around, they called you. They wanted somebody to join the newsroom. You joined them to do what exactly?
To render my journalism services, because I am a qualified journalist.
Okay.
So basically in the newsroom, you get stories, you compile stories, you read stories, you go out to the field, you edit clips. I'm a sound bite, and you basically do everything that has to do with journalism in that particular newsroom. So as much as people got the best of Phila Phila was doing a lot behind the scenes.
I understand.
It was not just him reading news.
Yeah.
People have that impression. It's okay.
Umfundi
And there are other broadcasters. Abantu abafundi beindaba benze njalo.
Yeah. Futhi indaba nje. Yeah.
Indaba nje kuphela. ubona lapho uthi usuke usuyi-ghosting masuke lo level leyo usuke usuyi-ghost lapho. But I did it all for.
Okay. And 4 years, that's a very long time with one radio station. How was your stay with the station?
It was incredible. We had our challenges, we had our triumphs,
Mm,
we had our bitter, we had our sweet moments. Um, so yeah, the 4 years had its ups and downs, but we were always able to rise to the occasion and rise against all odds.
yeah.
So my stay was, that's how I describe my stay.
Mm,
I met incredible people there. I established friendships there. I'm no longer part of the station, but there are friendships that I've carried out
mm,
of the station with me.
mm. And you were quite vocal about some of the people that have made an impact to you as a human being. If I just think of two people that, if you go through your social media pages, Robert Marawa. Tell us about your relationship with Robert Marawa and Jacinta Ngobesa. So those two people, you always sing their praises. How is your relationship with them? Starting with Robert.
Actually, should I start with Robert or I
You
can
wanna start with
Jacinta?
start with Jassy, that's fine.
Jacinta and I met, it was a couple of years ago, we met at Vuma.
Okay.
Sweet girl, accepted me, welcomed me, and always constantly reminded me that, Phila, you are talented. You are destined to be a star.
Wow.
So make sure that you never forget that. Whenever I told Jacinta Wuti, I want to try this out, she would be like, just go for it. I see you achieving that because as long as you put your mind to it,
Yeah.
you can definitely achieve it. She always saw light within me. She always saw this flame,
Sure.
within me. She believed that I could do and achieve anything that I want to achieve. She would always speak life to me. Industry, because she's been around for quite some time.
Yes.
So she had given me an insight in a lot of things, and I love her very much. I will never forget her, and I'm very vocal about that. I think she's also an incredible person, and also energy doesn't lie. Jacinta has an incredible energy. She's got an incredible aura, and I know that you guys have been with her, and you probably have taken that also.
She is our good friend.
She is an incredible friend, you guys. And it actually worries me that at times on social media who would gun for her. Okay, I guess we have different experiences with people.
Yeah.
But she has always shown me a very good, polite, supportive side. And that is the person that she is to me.
Okay.
I totally admire her. I'll never forget her. And then Robert, it's my at Vuma FM, when he joined the station. So Robert usually broadcasts in Johannesburg.
Yes.
But to make Africa and I
Then I feed it in other radio stations as well.
So that's when we met.
Mm.
Before Robert, I need to mention Linda the Game Demanded.
Yeah, go ahead.
Remember Linda
Yes.
the Game Demanded?
We had him here.
But you guys had him here.
Yeah.
He's also our good friend.
He's a good friend, eh?
Yeah.
Of ours.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm happy to know.
Yes.
Linda the Game Demanded, I remember enter a good to go morning drive.
Mm.
And I was a news anchor on his show. He is the first person who called me a superstar. Every single time, whenever he had to throw forward to me, he'd be like, "Oh, Phila Duma, the superstar is about to bring the news." And he would say to me, "The reason why I'm calling you a superstar is because I want you to believe that you are destined to be a superstar." And ngisho mengibingelele, bathi phela unjani ngithe ngiyaphila again athi hey asiqale phansi yabo awube ne-energy ama-superstars awaphenduli kanjani yabo. So Unina the Game always believed in me, so I admire him a lot. Kwangena no Robert Marawa. Robert, it's funny because he also took over Linda the Game's sentiments. And Robert wangazi ukuthi Linda the Game ungibiza kanjani. But he also was able to discern the same thing.
But you are a superstar.
I am a superstar. Yeah, now why? I even see you on TV.
Wow.
I see
Wow.
you on national radio.
Mm.
You are incredibly talented. So work hard and you will achieve it all. That's what we also did.
Mm.
And it becomes so genuine and even worth celebrating more if it happened naturally. Nobody had to put in a good word for you. Nobody had to have any form of influence.
Mm.
Yes.
Uyabona kuzenzakalelwa kona.
Yes, go natural. Yeah.
Go natural. Right? They should
Yes.
put in the work.
Mm.
Yeah.
And uyabona mawusebenza kahle, people will take note of that and they would
Yes.
give you the opportunities that you are longing for.
Mm.
So I'm fortunate to have been surrounded by those people.
Now you have spent 4 years as a journalist with Vuma FM, but Megazone also gave you the opportunity to taste SuperStar,
Yes.
doing the drive, doing the midday show, and as a superstar, radio presenters are people who like to be in control,
Yeah.
So if I am hosting a radio show, a breakfast show, I'm in control. I'm the one who's controlling the desk. I've got the second voice. I've got somebody doing the sports. I've got somebody coming in to do the news. So you have tasted how it is to be in control. Now, which one do you love more? Do you still want to see yourself hosting your own radio show?
No. I don't want to ever host my own radio show again.
Why?
It's not what calls to my heart, man. It is journalism, storytelling, maybe TV presenting and acting
Mm.
outside.
You can tell a story through being a radio presenter. I'm just going to mention some other radio presenters
Yeah.
without knowing what's in a relationship engine. Felix Klopp is a good storyteller. The lady who's on 947 on the breakfast show. Anele she's a good storyteller.
Ooh, yeah.
Those are the two that are just at the top of my mind. Who are able to tell a story while driving a show. So you can.
I guess I can, but remember, radio for me, it's not my greatest passion. Hey, it was not even part of the plans. I respect and admire Felix no Anelem Doda. They love radio.
Yeah.
They are obsessed with it. With me, not so much. I'm a television person.
Okay.
I can go and read news on radio, and I know I would do exceptionally well in doing that. But spending 3 hours on a show, no, guys, no.
Yeah.
And it's important for you in this industry to know what is for you and what's not for you.
Yeah.
If it doesn't call to your heart, let it go. Give somebody else who's passionate about it an opportunity to take up that space.
Okay. So, and then now when we listen to radio, we paint a picture, That's the honest truth of the person who's behind the mic, the jokes, eswazwayo, the pictures that you guys are posting on social media, but you are saying there were bitter moments.
Yeah.
Is it possible to have bitter moments when you're on radio? It's such an exciting medium to be in.
You can have bitter moments because before radio, you're a human being. There are things that you are just not immune to. That's when your professionalism gets tested because you are paid to be on the platform, you are paid to deliver. So be able to differentiate between having bad moments and how they impact you and how they also impact your work. So it's really important. I know what guys feel. I must shoot at a station. I ain't shooting la pangi kalaba fit. I have to be happy because we also have our happy moments. And in most cases, those are the moments that we are happy to capture.
Yeah.
Right? We don't want to capture sad stuff. We're gonna deal with everything behind closed doors. We're gonna deal with everything. You're gonna iron it out. It's eventually probably gonna be forgiveness all around, and then we find a way to move forward. But
Can I ask you a straightforward question?
Yes.
Ngike ngezwa abantu bethi kuyenzeka phela wena usemsakazweni bethi kuyenzeka nje kube nomsakazi othi angifuna uphila afunde indaba kwishow yami.
Yeah.
Does that happen?
It does. It does.
Have you experienced it?
With me, I don't wanna say I feel good about it. With me, it's been a case where people would prefer me,
Over somebody else. Okay.
over somebody else.
Oh,
But it would
okay, I
still
get you.
break my heart because what are you trying to say about that particular person? We are here to do the same job. If umuntu bona athi akahambiselani mhlambe nestyle sakho nohlelo lakho, why don't you like groom that person? Why don't you teach that person, a thing or two? Why don't you uplift them? Because it would undoubtedly destroy you. Mase ngifike mina ngithi ay mina ngeke nje ngiprefer nje mhlawumbe untokozo uthi afunde eshowini yami angidingwe nantobeko. That's come on,
Yeah.
it's going to destroy you, and I wish radio presenters could stop doing that nonsense. Okunye futhi, you don't get to choose who becomes the news anchor. Sisuke sikhethwe ama-heads ethu in newsroom. So you're gonna read in this slot, you're gonna read in this. Sometimes programs manager, have a say.
Yes.
But I don't understand why radio presenters have to feel the need to break other people down in that particular manner. Abantu bayasho ukuthi cha sifuna ukufundela ubani indaba. But it happens. And it's not nice.
Yeah. Speaking of bitter moments, la nikhuluma ngayo noNtokozo, you've been vocal on social media about some radio presenters who bully other people within the space. There was a post, I think it was in 2002, if I'm not mistaken. I might be wrong.
2022.
Did I say 2002?
Yes.
Yes, 2022. Kakusase primary.
Just thinking.
2022, where you were talking about, our faves that are bullying people on radio. Do you remember that incident? And if you do, what inspired that post?
There are a lot of incidents that happen, and I will tell you something. Mase kufike i-radio presenter ithi ayikazi ibone lonto yenzeka uzobe kuqambela amanga. We all see it, but it's just that I wrote about it. I said it. And that's why I didn't feel bad about it. I have witnessed a couple of incidents. I've seen it, guys, and it is ugly. I do not want to mention names, but I've seen incidents where umuntu ezothi when usancane ukuthi ungaba kwi-show eyodwa nami I'm a bigger brand, so
Oh, okay.
I have a lot to learn. I'm way above you. Omunye azothi uyabona wena you just giving me shitty content. So like, look at my brand, look at my standard. Do you think I'm worth delivering this on air? Get your stuff together. I'm not gonna work with this. Radio presenters also bullying producers. There are a lot of them that don't respect their producers. There are a lot of them that don't respect their co-hosts. There are egos, there are narcissists in the radio industry, guys. And kubuhlungu bafethu because it breaks the other person. And I also blame management for that. Because their intervention strategies suck. Sometimes, okay, Untobeko comes with the numbers and he's more of a bigger brand than Untogo's, so I'm just going to side with Untobeko. You're not going to look into what's going to be best
For the station.
You don't look into that.
Yeah.
So I do blame management partly. I just hope ukuthi bangakwazi nabo ukuthi babe ne-courage yabo
Mm.
ukuthi babe neqiniso bafethu and try to resolve whatever dispute that is there between these two parties.
Yeah.
Musa ukuvuna omunye umuntu ngoba nakho wena umbone emkhulu or ubone ngazuthi i-contribution yakhe you value it more than the other
Yes,
person.
I get you.
At the end of the day, they are here to do the same job. If you are unhappy with the person's performance, call them into the boardroom, have a chat with them.
Yeah.
That's why abantu bagcine sebengazwani.
Yeah. So you said you don't want to mention anyone, which I respect.
Yeah.
But do so without mentioning names of those people, do you find that those people they do this because bathandwa abantu babona ukuthi bona they've got bigger brands, or you said you blame management because they don't intervene, or management themselves bayabasaba labantu, or they are fans of these people. So nami ngiyamthanda usibani bani, so ngiyayithanda ishow yakhe, therefore angeke ngikwazi ukumtshela uma ngabe enze into wrong. What is the cause? That's my question. What is the cause of this treatment?
People are just narcissists. I feel like you can be the biggest brand, but if you are naturally a humble human being, you are naturally a person who respects omunye umuntu and also understand ukuthi we are all in the same industry. We played pivotal roles towards contributing to the industry. Then we are set with that. So for me, I think kusuka kuwena as a person okokuqala ukuthi wena umuntu onjani.
Yeah.
Ngoba awukwazi kwesinye isikhathi ukuthi ufike endaweni bakuqashile uzosebenza nalo muntu lona enjikijiki sekuphenduka wena usuthi hayi no lo muntu lo ngimbona emncane kunami angisafuna ukuthi ngisebenze naye. I did mention it about management. I feel like they could be more stricter when it comes to dealing with those type of situations. Also having the numbers, being more popular, gaining more popularity, it also does contribute. But kusuka kuwena kodwa na ukuthi umuntu kanjani.
Yeah. You said you were never, I mean, akekho umuntu okwathi afisa ufunde indaba kwishow yakhe, but have you ever experienced such behavior, bullying within the radio industry personally?
Initially, and I put an end to that nonsense, so people know not to go that far with
You are
Yeah.
tough, eh?
I'm very tough. It's important because you're dealing with different personalities, you're dealing with different egos. So you need to know people what's up kusaqala. Otherwise, most of the time when I say I can't trust me, they're gonna walk all over me.
Who was trying to bully you? You don't have to protect the people that were bullying you.
Yo,
I didn't ask you about the others. I'm asking about the people that were bullying you personally.
who was bullying me? Ish, man, what's my issue? It's kundla sakhe. Everyone will know.
That's fine. It's fine. We need to know these bullies.
We'll name and shame them next time. You guys are gonna have me next time.
Come
You
on.
guys are gonna have me next time.
Come
I
on.
promise the next time I come here, we'll name and shame.
Okay.
Oh.
Gig yeah, we Newzroom Afrika is too. It's a alien. Now you don't want to ruin that.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah, maybe in this cut you'd have kissed and made up, because I think what's it's not a question now. See, ezinye zezinto sala with PRS. You see, I think lezi zinto lezi okhuluma ngazo ngiyazazi. Udumo luyinkinga, right? Depending on ukuthi lifika kubani. So abanye balabantu badakwa udumo.
Yeah.
Yeah, ngizokubekela nje ngendlela elula. Badakwa udumo ngoba uyi-hit and then mese eba nabantu ababukela phansi. We understand? Abanye babo. Then because when you are just coming from a community radio or you are coming from tech and you are joining the station, and obviously awakajwayeli, and awuhambi the finer places as hambayo, then you just find ukuthi benza kanjani. It's
Yeah.
I'll take it out of radio kancane. You'll find it also in other sectors, whereby abantu babukana ngey'popolo zokuthi how deep is your pocket.
Yeah.
And by the way, you'll never know ukuthi how deep is a person's pocket because nobody will ever expose their bank balance. I can act rich, but I will never show you my bank balance. Maybe I'm acting rich through a credit card, and you don't know what you mean. I'm acting rich through a credit card, but people would just not respect you because you are driving a small Hyundai i10, and they just want to respect somebody who's driving a C-Class. You understand? And then you just feel ill-treated ngalezo izathu. So it's things that abanye abantu bazenza. So I think it's the same with the so-called radio presenters. Some of them just feel too big. But asingabakhohlwa laba who don't do that.
Right.
You mentioned Jacinta. Jacinta joined Ikakasi to produce a breakfast show that was huge, hosted by Alex Mtiani, well respected, and she always talks about how she was embraced and welcomed and taken step by step when she joined that show.
Absolutely.
She's one that just came to mind.
Yeah, so that's very important. It is absolutely important. That's why I'm sitting here and saying those things, because if it was a totally different story, club wins what's in
Yeah. Okay, cool. No, ngoba ufuna ukusitshela labantu. That's fine. Masubuya.
You should have been a journalist.
So now going back to radio. So uthe ubuwenza okuningi kwi Vuma FM. Mangasibalela nje ubufunda indaba. What else? Ikona sikwazi ngakho thina besikuzwa kwi drive through to 6 ufunda indaba. What else were you doing there?
Okay, so apart from ufunda indaba, I would compile news.
Okay.
Ngibhale. Go out, find news if you'll do. Edit sound bites, clips that we use on our news bulletins on air. Conduct interviews with relevant people depending on the story. So we did a lot. That's basically what I would do.
Okay, would you say journalism is a calling or a job?
It is a calling.
It's a calling.
It is a calling. Journalism, media, a calling. I love it. I cannot imagine doing something else. Okay, other than teaching, because I also love teaching. But storytelling, media, journalism, love it.
What are your favorite stories to tell?
Human interests. I feel like we've had enough of, oh my gosh, police shootouts, suspects. There are deep stories within our communities that are not told, and I think we need to give a platform to those particular stories. There are many inspiring stories out there. I love into that has inspiration, something that gives the next person hope. I love those particular stories because they are realistic. They are realistic. I love something that is real.
Yes.
Obviously, as a journalist, I have to cover all stories. Human interests are incredible for me.
No, thanks for sharing that. Since we talk about journalism, before we move on, I'm gonna ask you a question around someone that is watching right now that is thinking of joining the industry of being a journalist. What do you say to that person? I'm asking that question. This is the context. There are jobs otsmangabuwenza wazi ukuthi wenza ngoba nakho uyazoba rich. If I'm gonna be an engineer, that's because yes, I might love it, but I also want money. There's a lot of money that is there to be made. And then there are jobs, hence you said journalism is a calling that you don't do them because you're gonna be rich. Because if you want to be rich, forget about it in those jobs. Teaching is one of them. It's because you love it. Being a nurse, you love it. It's not necessarily because you are chasing after money. And in journalism is one of them. It's not because you are chasing after money. It's something that you love, that you're passionate about. But what do you say to someone that is thinking, maybe journalism, that's what I'm gonna do, with that context to say, money, it doesn't come as fast as maybe it would come if you were to be a doctor, for instance. So what do you say to that person?
I mean, guys, firstly, it shouldn't even be about the money. Most journalists don't have money. So, um, yeah, don't make it about the money. Make sure that you love it because it has a lot of challenges. If you are going to get into a certain industry because you want the money, then you are going to fail dismally at dealing with the ebbs and flows that come with it. So make sure that you love it. The love and the passion is going to always encourage you to look forward to the next day as a journalist. It's going to make you look forward to learning. You never stop learning
Yeah.
in our industry. Make sure that you love journalism, you love storytelling, you love getting to the bottom of the truth. You love changing people's lives. You love keeping people informed because that's what it's about. And also respect the craft. Understand that it's going to pay the bills. It's going to put food on the table for you. Respect the craft. Have irrespect even for abantu ozobubabona. Yabona mangabathanda abantu ongabi journalist. You literally meet different people.
Because your job is talking to people.
You have to talk to people. You have to connect with people. Sometimes we are figure if you dini, shem uhambele istory esibuhlungu. You have to be compassionate to talk to them. You have to engage with them. You have to connect with them. If I feel disconnected from you and I don't think you are my safe space, I'm going to be reluctant
to
talking
share the
to
story.
you. So you need to have that ability to be a safe space for people. Don't just see umuntu othengifunela story mase sengihlukene naye, because we're dealing with real humans. These are human beings, guys. So it's not a game. Make sure that your mind is in it. Make sure that you're passionate about it. You know what you want to achieve from it. You know why you are doing it.
Yeah.
Insightful.
And you that means the way you are articulating it, you 30 years later, you will be Phila Duma, the legend.
Yes.
Yeah, because legends are those people who put in the passion. You know, it's not about money, as Ntobeko was saying, but it is all about, the reason why today, as I'm seated here, I still have the name of Xolani Kwala in my mind.
Yeah.
It's because of the passion that he had. He was thinking about storytelling. He is one of the few journalists who could tell a story in fluent Zulu and switch over to English at the same time. And yeah, and there are many others. I don't know whether you know, there was a guy by the name of Vuyombuli. Do you know him?
Yes, he used to do breakfast. What is
But
this?
I'm not sure about his
Morning Live.
English.
Morning Live.
Yeah, wasn't he on Morning Live?
Yeah, he was.
He was live. Yeah, so when we the reason why those names are still engraved in our minds, it's because of the passion that they put in, and you could see, it's all about this, and nothing else.
Yeah. You mentioned your favorite journalists, and a question got triggered in my mind. What are your favorite journalists?
I have a couple of them. So now I don't know how it's gonna come across because they work for the channel that I now work for.
Okay.
I don't know. I love Oli Mugambi. I love Iman Rapeti. I love this Michelle Craig. I love Criselda Lewis. She's with the SAP.
Yeah, incredible.
Love her.
She's incredible, yeah.
I love Devi Sankari Govender. Do you guys know Devi?
Yes, Debbie, yes.
Obsessed with Devi. Love Devi. So those are my ride or dies when it comes to journalism. Love them.
You know, my latest newly found love when it comes to journalism, Clement Manyatela.
Love Clement.
Yes.
Absolutely love him.
Love
He
him.
is amazing.
702,
Yes, he is with 702.
Love
But the show that he does on the SABC, it's a what is this show? Something about the nation, man. Facing the nation, where he brings big names to face the nation and they answer questions. Brilliant. He's a
I love how he
brilliant.
carries it. He recently joined the
He recently joined the SABC, and his style of presenting, he's very confrontational, which you wouldn't expect from the SABC. Because I'm not expecting you to comment, but you would you'd expect the SABC, to be soft, to be kind. That's the kind of content that you get from the SABC in most cases when it comes to news. Very balanced, but Clement comes with,
Different approach.
yes, different approach, very straightforward. Because that's the show that used to be hosted by Sizwe Walsh. But it got changed. The name is changed, but I think it was the same time slots. So Sizwe Mpofu's approach, he's not as confrontational, but Clement just took it and changed it, and it's beautiful. I absolutely enjoy it. Cool. No, those are some great names. How did the newsroom gig come about?
Guys, that's a big gig. Ne?
That's
Yo,
huge.
that is huge. That's so cool.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations, man. Congratulations. That is big.
Yes.
You'll be on TV.
I'll be on TV and I'll be getting paid for it.
Exactly. Getting paid for something that you like.
Yo, that was massive.
And I'll be taking a picture with you after this one.
We should take pics, guys.
Because when you start appearing on TV, I'm gonna be posting pictures.
Man,
with
no,
you.
big piece. What's that?
Gamaz.
Photoshopping. Photoshopping. Yeah.
So, I mean, Newzroom Afrika was looking for news reporters in KZN, so I applied for that. And I'll tell you what, initially I was like, I'm doing it for the sake of doing it. Not knowing, Oguti, a week and a half later, after submitting that application, I'm going to receive a call from them.
Yes.
They said to me, we received this application and we decided to shortlist you. We'd like to meet you, for an interview. And I was like, oh, snap. Okay, I mean, I'm coming from a radio background and this is television, a massive TV channel. Love it. Reliable source of news. But what am I going to say in that interview? To a point that when the day of the interview came, I was like, ish, do I want to continue with this thing? Should I just chicken out at the last minute?
Was it virtual or you flew to Joburg?
It was virtual. I'm still coming to the flying parts.
Okay, all right.
It was virtual.
Okay.
So I was like, okay, do I continue with this interview? Do I do it? Do I just chicken out? And a voice said, you know what, just go in there, do your best, and if you get it, you get it. If you don't, then you don't. So we did the interview, and I was very impressed. After doing the interview, I was like, no, man, you killed it.
Impressed with yourself.
Impressed with myself. I was like, yo, no, man, you killed this thing. It was so good. You knew your story. You're prepared for this interview. And then I got the feedback. A couple of hours later, because it's TV now. You have to undergo a lot of things, not just a virtual interview and that's it. You have to undergo a screen test to see how comfortable you are in front of the camera, your delivery, because it is television. And then I went on to that particular phase. Did I not kill it?
Wow.
When I stood in front of the camera, I knew this is what I should have been doing all along.
Wow.
I did it. I did my best. And then eventually I got the call saying that you are the one.
Wow, congratulations.
Thank you, guys.
Congrats, man. Congrats. That's big.
So when you stood in front of the camera, they gave you a story that you were going to use?
Not really.
Okay, how did it go?
So they just said prepare 2 stories. It
Okay.
has to be in English, it has to be in Zulu.
Okay.
and I said, okay.
All right. Then you prepare the story,
I prepared it.
which is what you are used to anyway.
Yeah, it's that was a walk in the park.
Yeah. Okay.
So I prepared it. The day came, stood in front of the camera. It was so professional. There was my camera guy, and I'm actually going to be working with him. There was my camera guy. They brought their camera
Nice.
equipment. Super duper professional. Had to dress the part of a reporter. Had my microphone, and I had to deliver my links. You
Wow.
know, deliver my reports. I did it in one take.
Wow.
Yeah,
Congratulations.
I was like, I don't even want to try again because I'm probably gonna mess it up.
Mm.
Just run with this one.
Mm.
If this one is good enough, then I'm happy. If it isn't, then I'll eventually get over it.
Mm.
Yeah, you see, when your time arrives, Phila, it will always just be like how it happened. You know, it will just be easy. You would apply once, and you will receive that call.
Yeah.
You know, some people, yes, they would apply 10 times, 3 times. You know, but it is now your time.
Actually, to add to that,
Yeah.
this was my third time applying.
Oh, this was your
At
fourth
At
Newzroom.
Newzroom Afrika.
Yes,
Oh,
it
wow.
was my
Okay,
third
great.
time applying.
So you have been knocking there.
I had been trying, so I think that's why when I did it this time around, I was like, let me just do it for the sake of doing it because I hadn't been called like the previous times. Ne?
So this time they noticed you.
This time they noticed me.
Yeah. So, but that is quite interesting, you know, because some people are so quick to lose heart, you know, to throw the towel and decide that, you know what, I've been sending my demo to Vuma FM so many times, they never respond, you know. So I'm glad that you actually mentioned that because I think it encourages somebody out there that the fact that you have been knocking and nobody's opening the door, it doesn't mean stop.
Absolutely. And guys, the day you stop attending auditions, submitting demos, is the day that you have just killed your dream. Because
Yeah.
if you don't do all of that, then how are you gonna get the break?
Yeah, you're sleeping on your dreams,
You're sleeping on
100%.
your dreams. So, I mean, I've always wanted to be on television. So when an opportunity presented itself, here's a chance you could be on TV. I was like, okay, let me try again.
So you've always wanted to be on television and you
Always.
keep on mentioning that. I just want to find out. Now you are going on TV as a reporter, as a news reporter for Newzroom Afrika. But do you see yourself doing other things on TV outside of news now, like hosting a talk show? You know, what else do you see yourself doing on TV? Let me rather ask.
Guys.
Acting.
Ngisacela bandla ukuthi make khona ama-casting agents thizena khona.
Right.
DM me. Acting.
Acting.
I would love to act. Because remember, I love storytelling.
Yeah.
Actors are storytellers.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would love to host a television show. It could be a talk show. I love talk shows. Literally, what I watch on TV are reality shows and talk shows. People find that boring for some reason. I get commented on the boogie TV now because put something on, I'd be like, oh, and then news. I love news.
Yeah. Singahlala. Those are my three things. Yes. Reality, talk. Like the reality, I watch everything reality. The circle, all of the find love, all of those things I watch everything. I love those things. Talk and
Friend
news.
over here is so bored. Shit.
No, he doesn't watch. He doesn't watch a lot of TV. He's a busy man.
No.
He's a busy man.
No.
But he watches news.
I watch news. News on TV. Reality shows, not too much. I wanna lie. The only time, to be honest with you, I watch a reality show is because I've seen a clip somewhere,
Okay.
and then that clip, grabbed my attention, and now I wanna see exactly what it was all about.
Yeah.
I never draw conclusions from a 30-second clip on TikTok or a 60-second. You know, some people can draw a conclusion based on a very short clip on TikTok. So then I would go and watch the entire episode for that particular day. So I watch more news and I watch a lot of podcasts, different podcasts in different platforms. and I watch different types of
Yeah.
podcast, not just on entertainment, even on business, and so on. But on TV, when it comes to TV, no, talk shows.
What are some of your
Yeah.
favorite reality shows?
I love the Real Housewives of Durban. I think it because also I'm friends with the housewives guys.
I watched it because my wife likes it. So
Okay.
I watched it as
Your
well.
wife and I should be best friends.
I watch it.
Have you got friends in
And
that
I've got
particular show? In
friends
that
on the show.
particular show?
Yes, I'm friends with a lot of them
Okay,
actually.
like who?
So Risha Naidu,
Oh, okay. She's a sweetheart.
Nonku Williams, Georgia Robinson, most of them.
Yeah, but no, sorry, Shabasazwa njengamanje. So how do you deal with that?
No, I'm able to navigate through it. Like
How?
guys, if your beef is your, I don't inherit beef.
Okay.
Nobody should ever inherit beef, guys. If you have a problem with the next person, don't expect me to come in and fight your battles for you. You know what I mean? So I hold a very powerful stance when it comes to that. Deal with your issues. I'm not involved, but for me, I need to understand where your relationship is, and I know not to cross this line with you as far as A, B, and C is concerned, and vice versa. Because what happens when you guys kiss and make up?
Mm, mm.
What happens when you guys kiss and make up? So I try as much as possible not to inherit beef. It's
Yeah.
wrong.
So how do you manage a situation whereby Tobego and I now have a beef or a chicken? We now have a beef, and you are still friends with both of us, and then I start to speak about Tobego to you.
Possibly say what about him?
Anything.
Because if you're gonna say to me, Pila, we've been having this beef with Untobego, and can you please be the middleman and bring us together? I can intervene there.
No, no,
But
no.
if you are gonna,
If I say to you, Haibo, I heard, okay, because we are talking entertainment, I heard Ugutu Ntobego has got this new gig with XYZ, and you know about it, and I'm just confirming it via you.
yeah,
What do you do?
you know he's got it. Congratulations to him. I'm very proud. He's got it.
Yeah,
That's it.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then I start to make some comments about him getting that gig.
Then we're gonna have a problem. If you're gonna say nasty things, if you have good things to say, it's fine. I can take that. But once you start saying nasty things, then we have a problem.
Okay. No, I get you.
Good
No, I
things is fine.
respect you, and I love your stance.
Yeah.
I'm not saying
Because I'm
it's
not
a
gonna
wrong
end.
stance. Eh?
I'm not gonna end my friendship with you because you have a problem with him. I'm not gonna end my friendship with him because he has a problem with you. I'm not gonna do that, guys.
Yeah, it's just that the honest truth is that in general, people like to recruit other people into their own wars. In generally speaking,
And what do you think about that? What's your stance on that?
I agree with you. I should not be recruited into conflicts that I know nothing about it. That's why I said I fully agree with you. And as you said, you correctly said it. You nailed it when you said, you see, when these people decide to kiss up and make up and sort out whatever were their differences, then I will be found wanting,
Yeah.
because I've already taken a side, and then I'll be found wanting. So I cannot even put it in a better way than you have put it. Yeah.
But just to play a devil's advocate, I do have friends that if you're beefing with them, I'm just too loyal to them. So I'm not that I'm gonna fight with you, but I'm not gonna be friends with you. I'm not gonna be friends with my friend's enemy. So I do have those friends that I think I'm just too loyal to these people. I'm not gonna be friends with their enemies.
Okay.
That's just me.
But now umuntu uthole ukuthi manje niyazwana nalo muntu and ukhonzile, but they have a problem with your friend. Kodwa when are you experiencing them differently?
We'll be
and it's
cordial.
so
We'll
genuine.
we'll be cordial. We'll be fine.
Right?
We'll
I
I'll be
can
okay with you. Not that I'm fighting with you, but I'm not gonna be with your friend.
Thank you.
So yeah, but getting back to you, I want to ask a question here, Pila. You've been in the industry now for some time, and you are openly part of the LGBTQI plus community. How is that? How has that been for you? Are you finding it easy? That you were welcomed. It was easy even when you cover stories. People are taking you serious enough, or did you find some pushback by barely being part of the LGBTI plus community?
I think the times have changed. It's people are more accepting now than many years ago. So I haven't encountered much challenges because of my sexuality in the radio industry.
Mm,
Um, I mean, I've been embraced and welcomed wholeheartedly. I've got friends who are heterosexual.
yeah.
I've, one of my besties is actually a straight man. He's married. He's got a wife. He's got kids.
Mm,
I think now we really live at a different time where people are very open minded to it. But shout out to Selby Beyonce. I love Selby, and
mm,
I'll tell you why I love Selby. For uSelby ukuthi angene kwi-platform enjengokhozi,
mm,
knowing the target audience yokhozi, knowing um ukuthi okay ukhozi sazela abantu abanjani, knowing the people who call into the station, and for uSelby to be able to still represent the LGBTQI community and be unapologetic about it,
mm.
that is something
That
big
was big, eh?
for an LGBTQI member to penetrate into a huge platform as big as
Yeah.
Ukos, which is so cultural and traditional.
Mm.
It's massive. I will never forget Selby for that.
And she was accepted.
Accepted.
Yes.
So unapologetic.
Mm.
Who Selby is themselves on air.
Mm.
Nje akajiki, the Selby lo mthola on air is the Selby that you meet off air.
Yes.
I love that.
Absolutely. Yeah, and she's been here and
I saw that,
Yes.
guys. Why didn't you guys invite us on the same
we were gonna have it outside interviewing the two of you, two superstars.
Hi,
in one
exactly.
show. Hey.
but yeah, and I've met Selby a couple of times, a sweetheart.
Mm.
She's a sweetheart.
Having
Yeah.
ngithanda.
Yeah.
Umoya wakhe uyikhululekile nje.
And uyazi.
Uyazi.
Great energy.
The
Great
same
energy.
Selby
Energy
you listen to
doesn't
on
lie.
radio
Yeah.
is the same Selby
Yeah.
you'd meet on the streets.
Oh, I love Selby. Like I'm a huge fan, and I hope it's also born there.
Oh,
Huge fan.
Well, I'll make sure she says it. So I'll definitely do.
Please.
How is your photography business doing?
Good question. Yo, now things are about to get real. I took a break from that, guys.
Okay.
Ngicela ngangijudge bafethu. I took a break from that. I think I really struggled to juggle everything.
Mm.
But I'm looking into making a comeback. So the photography, it's still at a standstill. I juggled. I had a lot going on, and I remember when I wanted to get back into the business, and then it was during a time where my mom was ill, and I had to just divert from that and be supportive of her and be there for her, and then I lost her, and it was a downward spiral for me. But yeah, I mean, I'll make sure to revive it.
Uzoshoot. Sting uzoshoot
Ngoba
lapha.
ngizongishoot
Please.
and it does happen that you are running a business and then for some reason you decide to put a pause to that business because there are other urgent things that you just want to prioritize because you must be able to prioritize.
Yeah.
You know, right now you are working for Newzroom Afrika, so that's might be what is going to be taking priority, and then everything else will be falling underneath that.
Yeah.
You know, everybody has something that is at the top,
Yeah.
and then everything else comes at the bottom.
I'm glad you guys are taking it that way, because usually people just judge me like how, but Phila, you could have
He is. You don't know how I'm taking it. I didn't say anything.
Okay, how are you taking it?
Yeah, share with us.
Tell us how you
No, man, I understand. I completely understand. It's sometimes it's difficult to juggle all the balls at the same time. So you have to prioritize, and you need to know your capacity as a person. Because if Google, you've reached my capacity, I'm busy with this, and it's taking all my time right now. So there's nothing wrong with that. So I understand.
He just wanted you to take some pictures of him.
Yeah, that's the only reason I asked.
And I take really good pics, guys. Like you should check out my photography page. Well, it's still up there.
Yeah.
I take exceptional pics. I don't mean to blow my own horn, but guys, yo msebenzi wami bafethu. I mean, I've shot stars. I've shot so many people. Yeah.
All right, so you right now you're no longer at Vuma. Sebekwenzelile farewell and goodbyes. Because you're no longer working for a radio station, which is your favorite radio? Which are some of your? Because you can't have a favorite radio show because you are a radio person. I'm sure you are a hopping radio listener. Which are some of your favorite radio shows?
Favorite radio shows? Anil and the Club on 947.
Yeah.
Boop, 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 boop. Love it.
Anil.
I love Anil. Everyone knows. So when you guys spoke about Anil, I was like, I'm not gonna say anything. I'm not gonna say anything because I love Anil. I love her.
Anil and the Club, guys. Hands
Yeah,
down.
he might be in trouble with his wife.
Yeah, no, because I would come back.
So that's why I'm not commenting. On
So yes, so when it comes to Anele, I'll come back and say, this is what Anele said, blah blah, we should try it. And like, yeah, if it show Anele, it's very good. So that like I take Anele's word as gospel truth. I love her so much.
Yeah, I feel you.
Yes, I love her.
I feel you. I love Anil. Just give me Anil and the Club all day, then I'm happy.
Okay, so that's one.
All day.
The next one.
Now, Anele is only in the morning.
Yeah, Anil is in the morning.
So who else
Next one.
do you listen to? Even if it's a current affairs show, you are a news person, I would understand.
Ish, Buffett, I need to improve as a listener of your radio, I guess. For me, it's Anil and the Club. That's the only show that I listen to.
Can I suggest something?
Yeah?
I suspect you'll be spending a lot of time in Joburg, but even online, because you're talking about Anel and the Club. 9 to 12, please make time for Clement Manyatela.
Okay.
You said you don't see yourself doing radio. I think I was recently watching interview Clement on Season for Walsh. I think he said the same thing about your radio, but I think that what he said, I can't remember exactly. But right now, he can't trade the radio for anything. I think you do well in that format of a show because it's a talk show about current issues. It talks about politics. It talks about lifestyle issues. It talks about family stuff. Like I see you doing that type of a show. Like it's a talk show that has everything in it, and it needs you to bring your character, and you have that character that is required. Superstar.
Thank you.
So
I should listen to
please
it.
do, and let me know what you think. You will give it time. You'll love that show.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Okay. Now, I'm gonna open myself up to listening to that show, and also probably don't close the doors a radio entirely.
Yeah, I mean, maybe not. When you say radio, you might be thinking a show, music. No, for me, I do say you're doing a talk radio show, 3 hours, full on guests, conversations, beautiful, done.
But is my English competent to be doing that show?
Don't worry about your English right now. I'm sitting here worried about something that I said earlier.
What did you
I asked you about. I wanted to say, who are your favorite journalists? Do you remember the question? But my question, the way I phrased my question, I said, "What are your favorite journalists?" So I remember that in my mind, thinking, "How do I rectify that mistake?" I know, because you were in the moment. I was in the moment. I just said, "What?" So I realized that I'm talking about people, but I continued. I said, "What are your favorite journalists?"
And again, remember, guys, it's important to have good grammar as a radio presenter. I'm not taking that away.
Yeah.
But again, for some of us, who are not first language English speakers, they there are little mistakes which you can't get away with. They are.
Yeah.
You can get away with.
Like the one that he made.
Yeah, as he was saying, it was
Yeah.
it was a it was a spell of a moment thing.
Yeah, like we
Because
were
you were-
long gone.
Yeah,
You were
yeah, we
just-
were in the moment.
Yeah,
I
you were
think
in
that's
the
what I
moment.
said.
Yeah,
No, it happens. I mean, you hear the best speakers of English. I recently, I can't remember. I can't remember. He made a minor mistake, and he's brilliant when it comes to English. And it was Oliver Dixon. I can't remember what he said, which was a minor mistake. And nobody paid attention to it. He moved on. But
especially he's doing live radio.
he's doing live radio, and it's Oliver Dixon.
So,
I mean,
so when you are doing live radio, it's not like something that is pre-recorded where
Yeah.
somebody can keep on rewinding. We are doing what is pre-recorded,
Right.
so people have an option of keep on rewinding.
what did he say?
And they have an option to cut, and then they can be able to take that to TikTok,
Right.
and then they can be making us. Isn't it funny? Could I still do this?
We need to get out of here, guys. Kutlwana is gonna kill us now. It's been we need to get out of here.
Guys, thank you. I actually had a question for you guys.
Yeah, go ahead.
As podcasters, don't tell me about Mac G. Love him. Shout out to him. I love podcast and chill. Which podcast is your favorite? Besides, obviously, your own and Mac G's.
Yeah. Okay.
Do you actually even know of any other podcasts, guys? Are there any other podcasts?
Yo, there's so many.
Okay, I'll give you some. Not McG, but there is David Mashabela.
Don't mention other podcasts. Mention your favorites.
Yeah.
No,
that's the
I'm
question.
talking about my favorite.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
King David Mashabela's one. Season Pofu Wash. And then locally, I'm also loving the one that is started by Fly Motion.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. I mean, Angwazo, get back.
Yeah. So on my favorite podcast, Susan Bofu Walsh, I think it tops it because it deals a lot with politics. Love his interviews, love his style. So I have time for Susan Bofu Walsh. I do watch a lot of Shit and Gigs as well. It's a UK-based podcast. They just talk a lot of shit. I'm not sure if we can say shit in our podcast, can we? Okay, we've said
You've
it.
already said it.
Okay. So they took a lot of that, and I really enjoy that podcast. Other podcasts that actually is in the US, they speak like them. I don't know where they're based actually Shit and Gigs, but yeah. Anyway, I also have a lot of time for Trevor Noah. He's got a podcast on Spotify. So Trevor is a brilliant mind, funny. He deals with issues in his way. So I spend a lot of time listening to his podcast. But there are a whole lot of others. That's what I do. I listen and watch podcasts. Mang drive motweni. Nowadays I listen to a podcast. When I get home, I watch podcasts when I'm alone. I find that it helps me for my own content to understand what other people are doing as well, where we want to take our podcast in the near future. So yeah, thanks for the question.
I love that.
Yeah, because we're learning as well.
Yeah, it's important for you to have a source of inspiration. Don't ever come into a space and think ukuthi mina ngenza kanje and I know best. There are always people that you can learn from, and just because I'm learning from you, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's now taking something away from me.
100%.
We need to be open to learning. So I love the fact that you are watching other podcasts to learn from them and see what is it that they are doing.
100%. And I think locally, some of the people that also mentioned Fly Motion, we have people that hopefully, in the near future will be able to work with who are in the same space. The like of Sizwe Blosse with podcast affirmation. We've got Unomfundo, Clarissa, her podcast is Radio Meets TV. So it's very close to what we're doing. So hopefully we'll host Unomfundo soon. The invite is out, Unomfundo. We're waiting for you to say when you're coming. She is. Love Clarissa. Love Clarissa. So hopefully we'll be able to work with those people because we have this, we are in this sector. We need to be working together. We are not competing with one another. We are trying to build this space, make sure that the podcast industry is growing in KZN. So yeah, quite excited about this industry.
Okay, guys, I cannot wait to be back.
You are coming back. You were just interviewing us now. It was beautiful to answer questions, hey?
What a change.
Yeah, so in fact, the next time when you come around, we'll turn it around. You'll not be a guest.
Yeah.
You'll be the guest presenter, and we'll be the guest in our own podcast.
That
How's
would be
that?
so cool. I would love that.
That's a brilliant idea.
Yeah, you'll be the host,
Yeah.
and
okay,
we'll be
I'm good
you,
with that.
and then you'll be hosting, and we'll be answering
I'm
questions.
probably even the first guest to have actually asked you guys questions.
You are.
on your
Yes,
podcast.
yes, you are. Yes, we've never been asked questions. No. We always ask questions.
How it may go with me. Ningibize ngizobuya.
Perfecto. Perfecto.
Phila Duma.
My own questions, even.
Yes.
100%.
That's what we want.
Yeah. Okay.
It's a deal.
It's a deal.
It is. a
Okay.
deal.
Okay, perfect.
Thank you, Phila. Thank you for coming through. We really appreciate it. We are so happy for you. We are looking forward to seeing you on TV. I know by the time this airs, probably you will be already on TV.
Definitely.
So we are quite excited. All the best. We happy to see what you've been able to achieve, but we can't wait to see what's coming up because your own show is coming up, radio, TV, acting, all of that. All the best, my guy.
Thank you, guys. Thank you for having me again. So I'll be back clapping with the same act. We'll have something else to talk about.
Hopefully. 100%. Bye. This is Podcast Radio and Stuff.
Yeah, and we were hosting Phila Duma from Newzroom Afrika.
Remember to subscribe, like, share, tell everybody about this episode and then about this podcast. We out.